Welcome back to Fueling Jobs, a look at our region's growing energy industry and the economic and employment opportunities that the industry is creating. As we just learned, the Marcellus Shale Formation is creating lasting growth for our local economy. But probably even more dramatic growth is coming across the supply chain, the companies that supply the drillers and gas production companies. Those suppliers, in turn, need raw materials and parts and equipment, causing the economic benefit to ripple through our region's economy, stimulating even more economic activity. The ripple effect from the drill site to Main Street is one reason our region's economy has been outperforming the national average of late. Once again, here's Shelley Duffy.
Gas drilling companies aren't the only ones benefiting from production within the Marcellus Shale Formation. A myriad of secondary industries are also reaping benefits, from pipeline suppliers to construction equipment manufacturers, from tire retailers to the local hardware store and coffee shop. According to a recent study, the gas industry will create nearly $13 billion in secondary, value-added economic impact here in our region this year alone. Some of the surprising segments that will profit the most include real estate, construction, scientific and technical services, and both wholesale and retail trade. Pittsburgh-based Kroff Incorporated is one example of a company benefiting from this boom in our local economy. With offices on the north side and in Ambridge, Kroff is one of the fastest-growing full-service water treatment companies in the United States, and one facet of that growing business is the treatment of water used in the gas extraction process, allowing drillers to safely reuse water and meet all environmental standards. The incredible growth in our natural gas industry has allowed Kroff to experience a similar growth in their business and their workforce.
Energy production is booming in Pennsylvania. We at Kroff are fortunate to have added 21% new employees to address the new needs and the new jobs and the new opportunities for this energy-rich part of the country. We expect these trends to continue.
The success and expansion at Kroff Incorporated is a story that's being repeated throughout our region, creating economic opportunity that ripples through our economy like a stone thrown into a pond.
Joining us from Kroff is General Manager Dave Grottenthaler. And you know, Dave, when we hear about Marcellus Shale, and we're hearing about it all over the place these days, you hear a lot about the drillers and the production folks. There are a lot more companies that are support companies like yours that are thriving in this new energy arena as well. Tell us a little bit about the impact Kroff is having on the industry.
Yeah, it was very fortunate. Kroff got into the industry in 1988 as a conventional water treatment company. And 10 years ago, even before the first Marcellus shale wells were being developed, we were designing fluids for the hydrofracking process. So what we did was we married the water treatment aspects of hydrofracking with the flowback that's coming back. And we're able to teach people to effectively reuse flowback water rather than release it into the environment, and thus keeping their hydrofracking process safe. So we've been able to experience growth as a result of marrying conventional water treatment chemistry with a new energy market, and have been fortunate enough to be doing it for the past 10 years. So getting in early, kind of being on the cutting edge of technology, has enabled Kroff to grow and add people as a result of the Marcellus shale.
Wow, well, you know, I'd heard that enormous strides have been made in the water treatment and the recycling. Didn't realize that Kroff had been in there on the ground floor, really helped to figure that out. You know, everybody says water safety is going to be really critical to energy production, especially in this space. So what exactly is it that you all do that makes sure that we keep the water safe?
Well, the elevator speech is what I like to say: we keep your water safe. By doing that, the operator is spending millions of dollars to explore for gas, and he's got that much invested in the well. The last thing he wants to do is use water that isn't ideal for the hydrofracking process. So what we do at Kroff is pre-frac water analyses. We'll analyze the water to let the operator know that the water is going to be safe. If he chooses to use his flowback water or some of the production brines from an existing well, we can teach him how to treat that water so that it will be safe and effective. The last thing he wants to do is to use a water that might leave scale or deposits or microbiological applications or debris behind in the prop and pack and on the formation wall where the gas permeates from. So what we do is teach them how to reuse the water rather than release it back into the environment. That lowers the burden on the environment for freshwater withdrawal, and it also eliminates the need to withdraw water, so you're getting a double benefit there. We have developed, and I'll try not to get too technical, we have developed friction loops. We have 2 of them, which simulates the hydrofracking process in the lab, and that allows us to determine if the water and the fluid design, the frac fluid that they use to hydrofrac, are compatible. It'll simulate the pressure reductions necessary when the rig is out there introducing the sand and the proppant and the water, or the proppant is the sand. And we also do geochemical modeling, which is a fancy way of saying, will that water scale your well? Will bacteria form in that well? Will iron form on the formation wall or in the proppant pack and impede permeability? So we put that mixture of sophisticated lab testing together with a remediation strategy so that the operator knows that his water will be safe and effective for reuse and not hurt well production.
Wow, lots of analysis, a lot of data being gathered as part of the process. I mean, what do you think is the most important part of all the information you gather and learn to really safely and responsibly produce the gas?
Right now, the most of our work is going to be on sequential flowback reporting. What we're doing is we're taking water samples as a well flows back sequentially, meaning every 500 barrels or 1,000 barrels of flowback, we are collecting a sample. It's tedious, it's a lot of work, but what it teaches you and it teaches the public is what is coming back over time. That gives folks peace of mind that what is coming back over time is understood and can be dealt with. The other thing that it teaches the public and the industry is that if we know what's coming back, we know how to treat it. And the most important thing is for the operator, again, spending millions of dollars for a well to produce maximum IP, initial production, is to match the fluid design, the frac fluid design, the friction reducer, the gel, the surfactant, the different chemicals, the microbiocides, the scale controls. It teaches them to match the right chemistry to his water. So if we sequentially know what's coming back over time, we know what's coming back, how to treat for it, and how to use the right chemistry on subsequent well for maximum IP.
Lots of technical stuff here.
That
means, no, that's all right, but that means you got to have skilled people. So what are the job opportunities related to the kinds of things you do?
A lot of very good high-paying jobs. I've added 2 PhDs just in this past year to the lab staff, a lab manager, several chemists, several engineers that go out and help facilitate getting the water, doing water remediation strategies, training field personnel on how to collect and treat and reuse water. So these are good paying jobs, good salaries with benefits that should last a very, very long time, as long as hopefully the gas is being developed in Pennsylvania.
Wow, really exciting. Great to hear a company that was already here has managed to retool what you do and take advantage of this. Congratulations, everybody at Kroff.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We were lucky.
Appreciate it. Yeah. And we'll be back with more of Fueling Jobs right after this.
When Fueling Jobs continues, it was our first energy sector, and it still remains a major driver of our local economy. Find out more about the economic opportunities available within our local coal industry and the surprising job prospects when Fueling Jobs continues.